Alright, so we've got a little bit different of a video this go round. I'm going to do my best to splice them all together, but essentially I'm going to show you what the Nest app looks like and what we're seeing when we look through our phone on the app or when we look through the cameras. And it's going to be a daytime and a nighttime and show you how everything picks up a little bit differently. There's actually a really good request. Heather's sister Whitney actually said we should throw this out there and let people see what we're actually seeing and why it's a good product and why we're using it. So shout out to Whitney for this great idea, and hopefully the video turns out pretty well. And let me know if you have any more questions beyond that. So let's go into what the Nest cameras look like from the desktop. This is the Nest app. Essentially the same thing you'll see on your phone is the same thing that you're gonna see right here. It's the home. We named it Night Manor. Has all your information up top, and then here are the cameras and how we have them set up. So we have the backyard, driveway, front door, which is the doorbell, and then all the other little products we set up. I'll walk through all of them. The backyard's a pretty good. There's a pretty good view of the pups on it, so you can zoom in as much as you want, drag around, kind of look at different things. This is live. That's Callie and Sadie sitting out back. Overall, a pretty good view of what's going on in the backyard at the garage door, which is right here. And then in the driveway, what I really like about this camera, if I can get it to load, what I really like about this camera is that all these cameras are motion detected, but this actually picks up when somebody drives in front of the house across here. And it'll give us an alert every time somebody does that. So while we might not be able to get a tag off that, we can at least see what the vehicle make, model, color, so on and so forth was. And then of course you see my truck sitting there, so we'd be able to see if anybody's walking into the yard, messing with the vehicles, mine or Heather's Jeep. And then same thing, outdoor cam, you can zoom in pretty far. We'll look at the neighbor. Obviously it gets grainy as you go through, but you can take a screenshot of this, you can take clips out of it, and really kind of look at different aspects of it, give it to law enforcement if you need to, try to get a little bit of a description for them. And you kind of, I don't know if y'all heard the sound pop up. That was the speaker, so you can actually hear if there's noise happening. And then this is the front door, doorbell. This is pretty awesome. Just the other day, Heather had a package delivered from Amazon, and it's actually my laptop, my Dell coming back. I'm very much an Apple guy, but my Dell battery went out. They came back to deliver it, and she saw the mailman came up and rang the doorbell, and it required a signature. So she was able to talk through the doorbell to tell him that we would pick it up later because we weren't able to, nobody was home at that point, so we were just going to pick it up from him later. Please don't leave it on the front porch, obviously. Let's go back to the full setup. So we have the sensors on each door, basement, dining room, which is on the deck, and then the front door. So anytime somebody opens one of those doors, it'll show you the alarm's off, and that's the motion detection. The really cool thing about the Nest whole home, when you look at the security, you can turn this alarm on and off to where if the door opens, it'll detect and trip the alarm, or they also have motion sensors, so if somebody moves, which we don't use because of the dogs, it would actually pick up the dogs moving or not moving. And then this is the Yale lock we have. I actually haven't messed with this on the computer. Unlock with the mobile app. So there you go. So on the mobile app, you'd actually be able to come in and lock and unlock the door. Thankfully, it won't let you do it off the laptop. And then the CO2 and smoke detector, everything's good. It shows when it does the tests for everything. and when the last time you looked at it was, and it shows everything's okay. So that is during the day. You see the quality of video, you see the full setup that we have on here. Once it gets dark out, I'm going to come back and show you what it looks like at night, and then we'll talk a little bit more about nighttime setting. Quality of the cameras at night, and to show you what we're looking at. If you notice, I'm going to go ahead and click on the backyard camera. And we've got Heather in the backyard right at the basement door with all of our puppies. So Heather's actually in all black, but you can tell how her clothing is showing up very grayscale. We did turn off all the external lights, so you won't be able to really see what it looks like lit up, but it will show you the IR quality of these cameras, which is actually pretty impressive. So she's just going to walk around the house and show you what it looks like as she moves, what quality you can expect if somebody's walking through your backyard. And this is all live. So you can tell Sadie here is tan with fur, and Ava is black fur. So they still show up the same, but when she was in that clothing, like I said, it kind of shows up the opposite scale of what she's wearing. So next she's going to come across this driveway camera. She's going to come out that gate and show you what it would look like if somebody is walking around our vehicles. Now there is a motion light on this side of the house, so it might trigger, but it'll at least give you a good idea of, so there it went. So this is what it would look like if somebody was at our vehicles. We get a full screen of it. So I'm not sure if you can pick it up, but there's a little bit of ambient noise. So you can hear if somebody's walking on it or making noise of some sort. Heather, make some sort of noise. Say hello to everybody. So you can tell if somebody were to make noise, like break a window, or you'd be able to pick up that ambient noise if they're messing with your vehicle. And obviously you can pick her up pretty well. Even with the light triggered, it still has pretty good quality video. And she's going to keep walking around past the vehicles and go out toward our front door and the doorbell. So the front door also, we turned off the light on the porch. So you're not going to be able to have, or you're not going to see the added benefit of the light, but you still see as she walks up. I mean, it's pretty distinct that there's somebody there and walking up to the front door. So if you happen to forget to turn on your front porch light, it's going to pick up a pretty good quality of the person being there. And then as she gets onto the front porch, you can actually make out her face pretty well and see that there's that she's a female, and that you'd be able to take a pretty good picture and screenshot to give to the police for them to work with. So this is the wrap up. All the other features are pretty much similar that we talked about while we had the daytime going. If you have any questions about what the software looks like outside of what I'm showing you, please let me know. I'll do another video to show you everything how it looks. But really the video quality is pretty fantastic, especially with the IR quality for the inexpensive nature of these cameras. You can get some cameras that are hundreds of dollars, and then some cameras that are thousands of dollars. Each one of the outdoor cams is about $150, so pretty much on the lower end of the price spectrum. And you see the great quality and the zooming features and how well they stream. So keep that in mind as you're looking at different levels of security in the blended system like we talked about. And as always, if you have any questions, give me a shout.